Hi, everybody. This session is on advising. So this is a very important component of your time here at CSUSB. It's really important to use the advising tools that are available to you at the departmental, college, and university level. And it's also really important to get advising throughout your time here, to meet with the college advisor, to meet with faculty. It's the best way to stay on track. Make sure you're taking what you need to be taking so that you can graduate on time and so that you have a plan for what comes next after your graduation. So before I start talking about advising tools that you have available to you, I wanted to just briefly talk about how a college degree at a university campus works, what kinds of things you need to complete. So the first thing that's important to know that you need to complete is your general education or your GE requirements. So everyone on a university campus earning a bachelor's degree has to complete general education requirements. So this is kind of like a little bit of a redo of what you did throughout your K through 12 education. So you're going to be taking math and science and English and social studies and the arts so that when you leave with your bachelor's degree, you have a well-rounded education. This is also a good idea for you to take these kinds of classes because you may decide in taking these classes that you haven't chosen the right major, that there's something else that you are more interested in, and this gives you the opportunity again to flesh out and fully round out your education and also to find out if there's anything else that you might like to be doing while you're earning this degree. So about half of your degree is going to consist of these general education requirements. Oftentimes people take these earlier on in their college career, but we recommend that you take kind of a mixture of your general education requirements and some of your major requirements, so you're doing a little bit of both. And I'll talk more about that later and sort of the order of business and when you should be taking what. But I would encourage you to go take a look at the bulletin. I've placed the link here on this slide. The bulletin is where all of the course descriptions are held and all of the requirements that you have for both general education and your major are contained. So it is a great one-stop shop to learn about everything that you need to be doing. So the link that I've given you is to the general education section of the bulletin of the things that you're required to complete, and it will show you all of the different categories of things that need to be completed. So in addition to asking you to take courses in math and English and science and social studies and the arts, we also ask you to take some courses that have particular designations. So you need to take a course that helps you to understand more about diversity, equity, and inclusion. You need to take a course that is writing intensive to really build your writing skills so that you're ready for career, employment, graduate school when you leave us. And so one of the nice things is that in your child development major, once you get to towards the end of your degree, you're going to be taking a writing intensive course that is part of your child development major and also counts towards the writing intensive designation for your general education requirements. So every now and then you get to double count things. So when you take CD 3398, it's going to double count for your writing intensive designation that you also have to be responsible for in the general education requirements. So again, be sure to take a look at the bulletin. That's going to give you a full list, a full account of all of the things that you need to be doing to meet your GE requirements. So next up are your major requirements. So again, to complete a bachelor's degree at Cal State San Bernardino or any other four-year university, you have to take both general education course requirements and you also have to take requirements courses for your major. So as a CD major, you're going to be taking two kinds of courses within the major requirements. One, you're going to take a set of core courses. So whether you are an early childhood development major or a child and adolescent development major, you're both going to be taking some courses in common, and those are your core courses. So you're all going to be taking CD 2240, you're all going to be taking CD 4400 and 3398. So there are some courses that you have in common that we think are necessary for all CD majors to have under their belt. You're also going to be taking courses that are specific to your concentration. So if you're an early childhood development major, you're going to be taking courses that are related to infants and toddlers, preschoolers, and early school age children like CD 2250 and CD 2260. If you are a child and adolescent development major or concentration, you are going to be taking courses that are related to older elementary school age children, children in middle school, and children in high school. So you're going to be taking courses like 2270 and 2275 that focus on those age groups. So there are major courses in common across the two concentrations, and then there are major courses that are different, that are specifically related to the concentration that you have chosen. So if you want more information about what those major requirements are, you can go to two places. So again, the course bulletin published by the university is a great source of information. It tells you what kinds of things you need to be taking to earn a degree, both in relation to your general education requirements and your major requirements. And it also gives you lists of all the courses that are found at this university. This can be really helpful because it describes the course for you, tells you what the course is going to be about, and it also tells you what the prerequisites are. It's really important for you to do your homework and read and make sure you understand the prerequisites before you go to enroll in classes. Sometimes there are instances where you will be allowed to enroll in a course even if you don't have the prerequisites, and this is related to transfer issues between community colleges and our four-year university. So sometimes we don't have blocks on the prerequisites, but it does not mean that we will let you stay in the class without the prerequisite. We will be hand checking, and if you're found to be missing the prerequisite, you'll be dropped or asked to drop yourself from the course. So it's a really good idea to go into that catalog that the university publishes, read each description of the course that you're signing up for, make sure that you do indeed have those prerequisites so that you will be allowed to remain in each and every course that you enroll in. So the course bulletin is helpful to know what your requirements are and also to know a little bit more about each course you're signing up for. Another place that you can look and see what your major requirements are is through our department website. We have a list for each concentration that tells what the core courses are and then also tells the courses that are specific to your particular concentration. Now, these lists do not include that information about what each course is about and what the prerequisites are. So it is a quicker version. It's good for just seeing what courses you need to take to complete your major and your concentration, but isn't going to help you with that descriptive part and what prerequisites are required. A couple of slides, we're going to talk about tools that you can use to plan your schedule. So schedule planning is important for both a semester in isolation. So each semester you need to plan your schedule, but you also need to think about how you're going to plan your schedule across your degree progress. So each semester you plan your schedule, but you want to think about I'm going to be here for 2 years. What's the best way to plan my schedule across those 2 years? And again, you are going to want to make sure that you seek regular advising to make sure that you're on track. But there's much that you can do to plan your own schedule. The university and the department have tools available to help you to know what you need to be doing when and how to do that schedule planning. So I want to show you the tools on the next couple of slides that you can use to effectively plan your schedule. And that way, when you meet with an advisor, you're just checking in to make sure that you've done things correctly. We have many students at the university. We have many students in our department. We only have one college advisor. We also have a small number of faculty, so it would be virtually impossible for those advisors to be able to plan every single student's schedule from the ground up. So we do ask that you use the tools that are available to you to plan your own schedule independently, and then use the advisors to check in, make sure that things are correct, and to help you with anything that's more complicated. Because there are sometimes things that are a little bit more complicated and might require the assistance of either myself, the department chair, or our college advisor, which I will also talk about those things more later. But right now on this slide and the next, let me introduce you to some of the tools that you have at your personal disposal. So one is your pause. Super duper important. So it is in all capital letters, PAWS. I will show you on the next slide how you can access your pause if you don't know how to already. There is also this link on this page that shows you how to get to and navigate your pause. But basically, it is a list that shows you all of the requirements that you personally need to fulfill to meet your degree. So it is specifically related to you. You can only access it through your ID number, and it tells exactly what you personally are responsible for completing to be able to earn a degree at the university. So when you look at your pause, it is going to tell you courses that you have already taken. Those are going to have a green indicator. It's going to show you courses that you still need to take. Those are shown with a red indicator, a red X. And it's also going to show you courses that you are taking that are in progress, and that's in blue. So it's going to show you all of the things that you need to do. Once you have everything checked off as being done, then your degree is complete. So fairly easy to use. I don't think that students use it as often as they probably should to make sure that they're staying on track, but a very good, helpful tool. Now, I will say one thing. When you start as a child development major, you start as a pre-major. So until you have completed several courses, you will not be moved over to a full CD major. So when you first come in, it will say that you are a pre-CD major and you need to complete Introduction to Child Development, a math course, an English course, and your stats course. Once you have completed those with certain grades, so you have to have a C or better in all of these courses, you'll be automatically moved over to being a full CD major. Now, your pause is a little complicated to read when you are still a pre-major because it only shows you general education and those pre-major requirements. It doesn't show you everything needed for the child development degree because you aren't a full child development major yet. Once you are a full child development major, your pause will show everything that you need to complete. So it is a little tricky to read the pause when you're still a pre-major. But what you can do is you can run a what if. So when you get into your pause, there's an option to run a what if. So that is the fourth bullet on this slide talking about that. When you run the what if, it's going to show you everything that would be needed if you were a full CD major. So that is a trick that you can use until you've completed those pre-major courses. The other thing that it's important to know is that when you run the what if, or when you're looking at your fall pause, it is defaulting towards the catalog year that you came in with. So if you are new to our university, which I'm assuming that most of you are going to be under the catalog year of fall 2022. So for both GE and for your major requirements, your fall 2022. What this means is that, let's say we change some of our requirements, you are not going to be beholden to those new requirements. So let's say for students who are coming in fall 2023, we've changed some things. You don't have to worry about those changes. You always just have to worry about what was in place during the year you came. So if you look at the top of your pause report, you can see what catalog year you're held to. So maybe your GE is fall 2020, you changed your major at some point, so your major requirements are fall 2022. So you can see on your pause what your personal catalog year is related to. If you remember that course bulletin, the course catalog that I was talking about in our earlier slide, there are catalogs for each year published by the university. So if you are beholden to a particular catalog and you want to go look up course descriptions or course prerequisites, you want to make sure that you look at the catalog that goes with the year listed on your pause so that you're looking at the right one, you're looking at the right prerequisites, you're looking at the right courses for you and for the particular year that you came into the university. So catalog years are very important, and your pause is a very helpful, useful tool that can help you to do that schedule planning. There are a couple of other tools that you have available to you when planning your schedule. So one is called MyCap. MyCap is a place where you can plan what you think that you are going to take each semester while you're at the university. This doesn't mean that this will be exactly what you're going to take. This is just a plan. It helps you to think about not just a particular semester, but across the semesters, what should I potentially be taking when? Now, it's important to remember that even though you set this plan out, perhaps a course isn't actually offered in the semester that you thought that it was going to be when you planned to take it. Maybe it's already full by the time you have the opportunity to register. Maybe it doesn't fit in with your schedule, or it overlaps with another class that you need. So there's a variety of reasons why you might not be able to actualize the plan that you've created, but it's a good idea to sit down and think about what you might take when, so that when you're moving through the program and you're registering for classes each semester, you have an idea of what you're planning to take when and what is sort of a logical progression of finishing the degree. So MyCap can be a helpful planning tool. It's not 100% set in stone, but it's definitely a tool that you can use to help you think about how to progress through the degree. Another thing that you can use is a tool called Schedule Planner. So Schedule Planner helps you to plan each semester. So when you're thinking about what you're going to take for a semester, you can drop things into this Schedule Planner to make sure that things don't overlap with each other, to make sure that it's a good solid schedule that's going to work. That way, when you go to enroll, you will get a specific time each semester, and you will find this in your student center. So each semester, your student center is going to pop up with your personal enrollment date and time, and you're going to need to go onto My Coyote during that time on that day and get registered for your classes. So classes go quick at the university. It's a big university with a lot of students, so it's important to do your planning work ahead of time, to think about what classes you're planning to take, to use that schedule planner, to have a couple alternative schedules ready to go, just in case the classes that you're planning to take are already full by the time that you get to them. Do your homework, check those prerequisites in the catalog ahead of time, right? So make sure that you have the proper prerequisites, that courses don't overlap with each other, that you've got a good solid plan. And the schedule planner can help you with that so that when you sit down to register at your time, you can either quickly get the classes that you've already planned out, or you can quickly move over to one of your backup plans so you get the courses that you need and you have a full load for this semester. So these are some tricks to help make your time at the university go more smoothly in getting all your courses done, and your registration for each particular semester to go more smoothly as well. So the schedule planner, you simply use that link that I've provided in the middle of this page. That takes you straight to the schedule planner. To get to your personal pause and MyCap, so the links that I gave on this slide related to MyCap and pause don't take you to your personal pause and MyCap abilities, but you can find those personally for you if you follow the instructions that I've given on this slide. So first you're going to log into MyCoyote. Then you're going to click on the Student Center tile that you'll see on your MyCoyote page. Once you get to the Student Center, look for this second box kind of in the middle of the page, and you're going to click on Pause. You can see that's the second from the last thing to click on. Once you get into your Pause section, you'll see towards the upper left of the screen, you'll see this spot where you can either click on pause or you can click on MyCap. And that will take you directly to your own personal pause and your MyCaps. Now the roadmaps, we're going to talk about those more in a minute, but that link will take you to all the roadmaps for the whole university, and I'll talk about that more on the next slides. But that's how you get to your personal pause and your personal MyCap. In addition to the tools mentioned on the previous slides that the university provides to you, so your pause, your MyCap, the schedule planner, the department itself, so the Department of Child Development, has also developed some tools that can be helpful to you when planning out your courses each semester and planning your courses across your time at the university, so helping you to complete those degree requirements. So some of the things that we have available through our department, one is called roadmaps. So I mentioned roadmaps on the previous slide. So if you go into Pause and MyCap, you can click on that roadmaps link and you can get to the roadmaps for our department. You can also go directly to our website and get the roadmaps for our department as well. So we have roadmaps for first-time freshmen. We have roadmaps for transfer students, folks coming from other institutions to complete their degrees at Cal State San Bernardino. We also have roadmaps for folks doing the early childhood development concentration and roadmaps for folks doing the child and adolescent development concentration. So no matter what thing you're doing, if you're doing a full 4 years here, if you're doing 2 years here, what concentration you're doing, there's a roadmap for you. So the roadmaps are a potential 4-year or 2-year plan. It tells you what courses you probably should be taking when. So it combines both your general education requirements and your major requirements and gives you a potential plan. Here's what to take your first semester. Here's what to take your second semester. Here's what to take your third semester. So typically, what you should do is use those roadmaps to complete your MyCap. So we've already given you a suggestion of what you should be taking when. So you just have to take that roadmap and you have to drop it into your particular MyCap plan. Now, I do want to remind you that these are plans. So the roadmap is a potential plan. The MyCap that you create is a potential plan. I can't promise that every course is always going to be offered in the semester that we have originally planned for it to be offered. Perhaps we don't have an instructor who's able to do that course that semester. Perhaps not enough students sign up and we end up having to cancel a course. Perhaps by the time you get to your registration date, a course is already closed. So these are plans, these are suggestions for what you should be taking when, but sometimes you have to restructure, you have to reorganize, or maybe your work schedule prohibits you from taking a particular course in a particular semester, and you decide that you would prefer to take it a different semester rather than readjusting your work schedule right now. So again, a roadmap, the MyCap plans, not set in stone, so you have to be flexible, but it's a good place to start. It's a good place to help you think about what you need to take when. So prerequisites, I'd already mentioned the prerequisites. So when I was talking about the bulletin, the course catalog earlier, sometimes it's called the bulletin, sometimes it's called the course catalog. You're going to want to go there and check. One, it gives you a description of the courses that you're going to be taking so that you kind of know what you're coming into, but it also, more importantly, gives you those prerequisites. At the end of the day, it is your job to make sure that you have the correct prerequisites. I've explained that there are a variety of reasons at the back end for us where we may not have the prerequisite automatically knock you out of a course. I know that would be the simplest way if we just wouldn't allow you to enroll at all, but we have some special considerations, particularly with our transfer students, where sometimes we have to leave a prerequisite off of the enrollment process to make sure that folks who really are qualified get to be in the course. And then we go and hand check, we double check and make sure to see if folks have the prerequisites or not. And sometimes when you don't, we ask you to leave the course. This is not a good idea for you because you're in a course, you think you've already got your schedule set, your registration date has passed, more and more courses are filling, and now you find out that you're going to be dropped from a course and you have to scramble to find another one. So always much better to do your due diligence, go to that bulletin, check those prerequisites. Those prerequisites are also listed for you in the roadmap. So there's a couple places where you can see prerequisites, but please do your due diligence. Make sure that you're taking courses in the right order and that you have the proper prerequisites so there aren't any snafus with your enrollment each semester. To also help you, we give a list on our website of when courses are typically offered. So again, there's reasons why a course may not be offered in the semester when we typically offer it, but we're pretty on target. Generally, if we say a course is going to be offered in a particular semester, it is. It's rare when it won't be. So this is definitely a tool that can help you to think about what you should be taking when and when a particular course will be offered. Now, that said, it doesn't mean it's going to be offered on the day or time that you want it to be. It doesn't mean it's going to be offered in the venue that you would like it to be. So most of our courses in this major are offered during the day. We have a graduate program that is an evening program. So most of our evening teaching obligations are taken with that graduate program. So much of what you need for the undergraduate degree is in the daytime. There are some things offered in the evening, but it is really not possible to earn a degree in child development at Cal State San Bernardino by coming in the evening alone. Also, we offer about 20% of our courses online, and we offer 80% in person. So if you are planning to complete this degree completely online, then we are probably not the right university for you, because the majority of what you're going to be taking is in person during the day. We're a fairly traditional college experience. I know that doesn't work for everyone, but I'm just throwing that out there now so that you can be thinking about us being a good fit for you, your work schedule in the future as you move through this program. So in the last several years, we have had many changes to our university and our department. We were a quarter system and we moved to a semester system. We were a human development degree. We moved to a child development degree. We were part of the Department of Psychology, and now we are a standalone Department of Child Development. So that said, there's been a number of changes to our courses. So to help folks who've been around a little while, or folks who might be talking to someone else and that someone says, oh, well, I have to complete this, and you go, what the heck is that person talking about? That's not on my pause report. That's not on my list of things that I need to complete. You can take a look at our list of former and current course numbers and see what that is all about. So chances are that's not something that you're really going to need to pay a whole lot of attention to, but if you do, it's there for you. Also, as part of both the early childhood development degrees and the child and adolescent development degrees or concentrations, there are observation, lab, and internship courses that you need to complete as part of your degree. So please, please take a look at the link that I provided at the bottom of this list. So the observation, lab, and internship courses link. It will explain to you exactly which courses you need to take for your particular concentration and what order you need to take them in. So we are always fairly strict about prerequisites, and we are very strict about prerequisites when it comes to these courses. There is a particular order of business. There are particular semesters that these courses are offered. So please, please, please pay attention so that you're taking these courses in the right order and you're catching them during the semesters that they're offered. It's going to make your life much better and your progress through the degree much smoother. On the previous slides, we've talked a lot about different tools that you can use to make sure that you're staying on track and that you are taking the courses that you need to take in the right semester so that you can graduate on time and not spend time taking classes that you don't need or missing classes that you do need during the semesters that they're offered. So again, I really encourage you to take advantage of the roadmaps, of MyCap, of the pause. There's many, many tools to help keep you on track and help you to be able to work independently towards your degree. That said, I would also encourage you to get regular advising. It's really important to touch base with folks on campus to make sure that you are on the right track and that you're using those tools effectively and in the way that they're intended to be used. So at least once a year, maybe once a semester, I would encourage you to get academic advising. So this is the top bar on this page where it says course planning and schedules. There are academic advisors available through the university. You can make an appointment easily. So on that bar, it talks about how to make an appointment with academic advising. So you just click on that link and it takes you to the academic advising webpage for the university and gives you instructions for how to make an appointment from there. These are folks who can help you to make sure that you are meeting the requirements of your pause, that you're taking courses in the right order, just to make sure that you're staying on track academically so that there aren't any surprises once you get towards the end of your degree. So that general academic advising is very, very important and something that you should be doing regularly. The other thing that you can do is that you can meet with our faculty. So our child development faculty are wonderful, and they are specially equipped to be able to talk with you about career and graduate school. So if you're uncertain what you'd like to do with your degree, if you're thinking about grad school but aren't sure how that works, this is exactly what our faculty are intended to be helpful to you for. So if you go to our child development website and look up the information about the full-time faculty, you're also welcome to meet with part-time faculty members as well. But our full-time faculty are especially equipped to handle this kind of advising. But make an appointment with any one of them, drop by their office hours. They'll be happy to sit down and talk extensively with you about your career interests and any graduate school advice you might be seeking. So then finally, there's me, the department chair. My name again is Amanda Wilcox-Herzog. You can find me on the 5th floor of the SB building. You can email me at the email that's listed below. Many ways to get in contact with me. And I'm a jack of all trades, so I can talk with you about academic advising, although I am going to ask you if you visited the general academic advising first. So I try and handle the more special concerns, so the more general advising I leave to the academic advisors on campus. But if there are issues with course substitutions or something specifically related to child development that the academic advisors weren't able to help you with, that's where I would come in and try and help you with those more specific individualized concerns. I'm also happy to talk with you about opportunities in our department, just anything that you need to talk about, including careers and graduate school and getting through all those classes. So please do use all the academic advising and career graduate school advising tools at your disposal. Another way to get advising is to utilize the information and advising sessions held through the department. So we hold regular information sessions every semester. One of them is to talk about advising related issues. Another one is to talk about lab courses and the advanced practicum. And the final one is to talk about graduate school and career advice. So I would encourage you to attend one of those information sessions. They're in the evening and they are through Zoom, so they're fairly easy to attend. We also hold group advising sessions 2 to 3 times a semester. That's during Coyote Hour on Tuesday, so from 12 to 1, also through Zoom. So these are great ways to pop in and get some of your general advising questions answered without needing to make an appointment. We do ask that you register for these events ahead of time so that we can provide you with the Zoom link and we know how many people are coming. So you don't have to make an appointment per se, but you do need to go and register. So these can be registered for on our Child Development Department website on the home page. You'll see to the right-hand side of the home page, there are links to register for these events. You're going to get reminders about these events frequently, so they will be sent to you through your student email account. I send monthly emails, as we've talked about before. So monthly emails come to you, and we always mention these kinds of information and advising sessions in those emails. You'll get remind messages letting you know about these events, and we also post these events on Instagram. So multiple ways that you can find information about these events, and again, you can register on the Department of Child Development website. So just one final note, if you have questions and you are not sure who they need to go to, so it doesn't seem like a Stephanie Loera question, it doesn't seem like a CD faculty member question, it doesn't seem like a department chair question, if you're just not sure, we also have a general email address for the Department of Child Development that you are welcome to use. So if you're just not sure who that email should go to, you can send your question to this website listed on, or this email address listed on this page. So childdevelopment@csusb.edu, and we will forward your email to the person who is best to answer that particular question.